Hello, I'm Greg Harradine, I'm a composer, and in this video I'm going to share 8 reasons why I think the 8th album by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is a truly wonderful album. If you stick around to the end, there might be a 9th bonus reason as well. Let's get into it. So if you haven't heard King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard before, check them out. They're an extremely prolific Australian rock band. Are they rock? Are they prog? Are they psychedelic? Who knows? But they're very, very talented and very prolific. I think they've done 26 studio albums by this point. But today, focusing on Nonagon Infinity, their 8th album, which came out in 2016. Let's get into the 8 reasons why I think it's just phenomenal. Okay, reason number 1. Look at these props. First reason is numbers. Numbers are very important to this album. Of course, it's called Nonagon Infinity, which makes you think of the number 9. It has 9 tracks, yeah, and King Gizzard are known for playing around with time signatures. Yeah, they love that, and this album's no exception. Now, you might think, well, since it's called Nonagon Infinity, there'd be loads of stuff in 9/8 or 9/4, but there's actually not. The first track, Robot Stop, that has 7 beats to the bar initially. So, other tracks, Wah Wah is in 5/4. Yeah, Gamma Knife, great song. That has 11 beats to the bar for a lot of it. The verse of Big Fig Wasp does have 9 beats to the bar. But yeah, I was surprised there weren't more tracks in 9/4 or 9/8. But time signatures, hugely important. And the great thing is, they make them seem so natural. Yeah, in the wrong hands, they can seem clunky, disjointed. But when they do choose to use these time signatures, these irregular time signatures, they suit the songs perfectly. Yeah, they work really, really well. And that goes to the cleverness of the songwriting, really. Yeah, so numbers, very important. Number 2, second reason, the lo-fi recording quality. Yeah, the lo-fi production values. It almost sounds like it was recorded in a garage or in a basement, but it sounds like you're there listening, to this live recording. Well, not a live recording, but sounds like it. And it works really well. It's visceral. It's not overproduced. It's not overdone. It's not crisp and clear. You can hear the sounds of amps hissing when it gets quiet. Yeah, I love the lo-fi production values. It suits the music really well. Reason number 3, the panning. The panning. Yeah, when you have instruments coming out mainly from one speaker or from the other speaker, you have to the left or the right. They use panning very creatively. Yeah, sometimes the drums shift from one side to the other side, or the guitars shift, the vocals shift, and so many bands just don't use panning to a creative extent. But if you sit and listen carefully, it really adds to the sort of slightly psychedelic, progressive side of things. Yeah, clever use of panning. Next, what are we up to? We're up to number 4. The various tonalities and modalities they use. By this, I mean the selections of notes they use in the songs they write. Yeah, so there's a lot of blues. Yeah, obviously, hard rock, heavy rock bands in general use the blues scale a lot, of course, but they don't just use the blues scale. They dip into what we call modes. Yeah, so for example, they love using the Dorian mode from time to time. Yeah, they also use the Phrygian mode with that flattened second. They use the Mixolydian mode sometimes even. And what they tend to do is they don't go in for chord changes as such, chord sequences. They tend to go in this album, for a tonal center and then using a certain scale or mode. Yeah, riffs in that certain scale or mode. So they might have a tonal center of the note D, and they'll mess around. They might be in D blues for a bit, then go into D Dorian or D Phrygian. Anyway, wonderful. Love it. Love the various different types of tonalities and modalities they use. Better hurry up. I've only got 8 minutes for this. So number 5, the concept of infinity. Yeah, the album's called Nonagon Infinity. And if you know this album, you'll know that it's designed to be an infinite loop. So you get to the end of track 9, and the music could continue. If you had the album on repeat, the music would continue seamlessly back to track 1. Yeah, an infinite loop. And in fact, most of the songs do just segue straight into the next song. Now, King Gizzard aren't the first people to do this, of course. Many others have. Joanna Newsom has. In fact, 1 year before, in her album Divers, 2015, she did the same thing. Very same thing. The last track loops back to the first track. And in literature, it's been done, of course, famously in Finnegan's Wake, 1939, James Joyce. His last line, away, alone, alast, loved, along the, ends on the word the, and then the first sentence starts, river run, past Even Adams, from swerve of shore to bend of bay, etc. The last sentence joins up with the first. So not a new concept, but a good one that works really well on this album. Number 6. This album, I think, paved the way, created a legacy towards their next 2 albums. Flying Microtonal Banana, which has to be the best album title ever. Is there a better album title than Flying Microtonal Banana? Let me know. And then Murder of the Universe, the album after that. I think many of the ideas and themes from this album really were developed further, especially in Murder of the Universe. So yeah, this album had a great legacy for the band. Number 7, the sense of unending forward motion, the energy, the sheer energy. This is an album of immense force and power. Yeah, just driving forward, keeps pushing you forward. In a way, it's a tiring listen, but in a pleasurable way. The weak point for me is the middle of the album. Mr. Beat, track 5, slows down quite a bit. And maybe we need a breather. Maybe it's good to have that contrast. But for me, it loses a bit of its magic and its energy there. And then it comes back again, of course. But it's a small little complaint. Number 8. Yeah, reason number 8. The timbre, the guitar and voice. I love it. The various different effects used on the electric guitar and the voice, wonderful. It's not overdone, but it is very... They experiment a lot with the timbre. It's almost orchestral, I would say, in the timbre. And now finally, bonus reason 9, the interconnectedness of the songs. Many of the riffs and ideas, they don't just happen in one song, they pop up again in other songs. It's almost classical, where we get certain motifs peppered throughout a whole composition. Same thing here. It's like the album cover. We have a Nonagon shape, and there's these lines coming out of the angles, joining up with other angles, like how the songs of the album all join up together. Anyway, wonderful album. Go take a listen. It's fantastic. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. This is episode 18, I think, of my Good Art, Bad Art series. Let me know what I should look at next. And I give this album a score of 85 out of 100. Thank you very much. Goodbye.